Hey, greetings, Paper Demons. Welcome to Paper Dispatch. If you're new to the Paper Demon community, welcome. Paper Demon's an online art role-playing game starring your original characters. I've seen we've got quite a few people in the chat today. Hi, Art Beetle, Bordeus, Cpran, Rave Dragon, Railroad Relish, welcome. Glad you could make it to the stream. Let's see. This window's too big. How do I make this smaller? I can't figure it out. There we go. Boop. Okay. Why can't I move this? There we go. All right. So today we've got a lot of stuff we're going to talk about. I'd like to get community feedback on a few things for an upcoming big game expansion. Before we start our main topic of the day, though, the second event for the Halloween themed event series. Why am I blanking on the name of this? Haunts of the Paperverse. There we go. The second event in the series, which is a quest, is now available for early access for patrons who have early access. So if you want early access to this event, please become a patron on Patreon. There should be a link to that in the description below. Hey, Cool Caius, glad you could join us. All right, so a few announcements before we get into the main topic. A sale is coming very soon. Depths of the Black Sea. So this will be themed after the Ghost Ship event that's coming out within the next couple weeks. And it'll have a lot of cool items, including a Phantom Parcat companion. And it will be an item drop companion. Usually I do magic boost companions for Parcats because they're magical, but the community has spoken that there are too many of those and people want more item roller companions. So, isn't it cute? There's also going to be some weapons and armor. There'll be 3 sets that'll be the same design but different colors, and they'll have different elements. So stay tuned for that. That's probably going to come out, I'm hoping, by Saturday. But if not, it'll come out early next week. So stay tuned for that. Okay, Apothecary. Let's see. Can I do this as a slideshow? I don't know. That looks a little bit better. Oh, it's covered up partly on the screen. I don't know if this really works good. Whatever. This is easier. It's adorkable. Thank you. So we're going to be adding a 3rd class to the PaperDemon Art RPG. If you're not familiar, when you create your original character, you can choose a class for your character. Let me see. Do I have one here that doesn't have one yet? I think Keziah doesn't have one yet. Let's see. So if you go to your character and you find your ability points button here and you click buy abilities, you can choose one of 2 classes. So you currently have a choice between Elementalist and Bard. So Elementalist gives you more elements that you can attack with and has magic boosting stat boosts. Bard gives you a lot of access to different buffs that you can perform on other players, like boosting magic, boosting charisma, boosting defense, that kind of thing. So we're adding a 3rd class, Apothecary. And Apothecary class is going to be able to have access to a new set of drops, brand new items. There's like 30 of them at least. We're going to be adding 4 negative status effects to the game. Currently we have no negative status effects. We only have positive status effects like buffs. So we're going to add 4 new negative status effects, and the Apothecary will have the ability to craft items to cure those status effects. Now, if you don't have any curing items to cure those status effects, you can either buy them from the shop or you can just wait it out, because within 3 rounds they all go away. In addition to these new items for the Apothecary, we're also going to add new drops. We're going to have every class have its own set of custom drops. So the existing Elementalist and Bard, you'll now, once this new release goes out, this expansion goes out, you'll get a new drop depending on whether you're an elementalist or a bard. So those items are gonna, I'm not ready to announce what they are yet, but they will allow you to craft various equipment that enhances your class's abilities. Okay, back to Apothecary. So, and just to make everything fair, I think we're going to release the new drops for Elementalist and Bard first before we roll out Apothecary, because otherwise Apothecary is going to be overpowered. So we want to keep the game fair. The main thing I'd like feedback on today is the actual ability tree. So we already figured out what all the drops are going to be for Apothecary. That's like the main feature of the Apothecary class, is getting access to all of these plants, rocks, crystals, that kind of thing that allow you to craft cures. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of drops. Like, this is probably the biggest expansion we've ever done. So it's a lot of work. That's why it's taking several months. I think we initially teased that this, like, we initially said we wanted to do this back in like March or April. So it's taken us that long to get all of this work done. But the main thing we'd like feedback on is what the ability tree is. So I have here a draft of what the different abilities are. So if we look at this, let me make this bigger. Can I collapse? There we go. Make it bigger. Let me collapse this too, so we don't need this. Okay, so there, can I collapse this even more? Let's see, full screen mode. I know there's a full screen mode somewhere. Here we go. Okay, now we can get the whole thing in here. All right, so it has the same number of abilities in the ability tree as the other two classes. And every class gives you access to an element as the first ability. We chose Earth because Apothecary is dealing with plants and stuff. That made sense. We're also thinking about having like a crafting license type thing where you have to advance through the ability tree in order to get access to certain crafts. We're not 100% certain about that, but that's kind of what we were thinking. So there will be certain recipes that are harder to craft, so you can only start crafting them once you reach a certain level. Or if we think something else would make more sense, we could do that and just make it so that because as you level up and rank up, you're going to get access to rarer drops anyway. So we may not necessarily need to do this, and actually it would save me a lot of work if I didn't have to do levels with crafting. So that's kind of what we have drafted so far. Also some stat boosts, defense +1, and then it splits into 2 trees, or the tree splits into 2 paths. So on the left we have a region ability. So this casts a region like on all multicast partners, so that when they do future attacks, they get healed a little bit. Another defense boost, crafting license level 2, and then healing bouquet, which is the ability, a battle ability. You can spend 5 random common plant drops from your inventory to heal all multicast partners. And then we also have this portal drops boost where you get more drops. Wait, this is incorrect. Hold on. Why does it say this? Doubles. Here, this is in the wrong place. Okay, so portal drops boost doubles all Apothecary drops in portals. Okay, Cpran asks, I presume the whole tree is still unlockable and one path doesn't lock out the other. That's correct. So you can do both paths. You're not stuck with one. Okay, what else was in here? Item toss. Toss a healing or cure item to another random player in the battle. Bounty boost, either increased chance of more drops or increased chance of rare drops. We're still figuring out which one. So you'll notice some of these have to do with your items, and that's because Apothecary really is tied a lot to these new plants and stuff that you get access to. So I'm looking for your feedback. I have a few other ideas for abilities that we can go through if you are interested in that. I'm trying to pick things that I think are useful, but also don't take forever to code because this expansion is a lot of work and has grown in scope. It's probably like been 8 to 10 times more work than I anticipated it would be. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you have any questions, feedback, suggestions? Oh, you guys can't see the whole thing. Hold on. How do I... Can I change this window size? Because you can't see the left column. Let me make this easier. How do I get out of full screen? No, that's not it. Is it F9? No, bad computer. Okay. I think you can read all of that now. Thoughts? Questions? All right, there's no comments. That means it's perfect, right? I don't see any comments in the chat, so maybe it's overwhelming. Too much info. Cbrand says, I still want to inhale a gallon of that pepper spray. It looks so good. Bordeus has no new... Oh, I should say, so Bordeus actually helped a lot with crafting of this ability tree. A lot of the ideas here came from a brainstorming session between Bordeus and I. So big kudos to Bordeus. The ultimate attack, maybe call it something combination boom boom. Okay, Cpran says, I wonder how the AP boost skills items compare to the Elementalist class. This new class feels more powerful than the others as it's so heavily tied to drops, and no other class has drop boosts. This is true. I think that's a good point. Do you have a list of items that can be made yet? Yes. Did I put this into... Wait, there's more than this. It lies. Do I have another filter on here? Here we go. This is not all the things. Where is everything? Okay. All right. So... so the things that you need for curing things, stinky status is one of the negative status elements. So you'd have to craft soap. A trash can you have to craft to cure raccoon status, which changes if you have raccoon status. It changes all of your drops to trash items. And if you have stinky status, you damage all of the people you duocast with. Peppy tincture cures lollygagger status. I think we might also make it give you a speed boost too. So give you speed. So lollygagger status is basically slow. So it takes you, the cooldown is longer in battle. Pepper spray. This clears goblin status. Goblin with 2 B's. Goblin is a creature that attaches to your character and gobbles all your gold. So it gobbles all your gold drops from drops. There's also a repellent to produce chance of goblins. Good luck tincture clears bad luck. What is bad luck? I'm trying to remember what bad luck does. Does it lower your charisma? I don't remember. I have to go back and look what that actually does. Speedy dust, increase your speed. There's also going to be some accessories that apothecaries can craft. And some items to increase their drops. Healing potions as well. Do I plan on adding more tiers to the Patreon? Would you like me to add more tiers? Please tell me what you want to see. I hate adding more to your plate, but don't worry about adding more to my plate. Just pitch whatever you want, and then I'll tell you whether it's like too hard or not. Let me decide that. Some people think that certain things are hard to code when they're really easy. And some people think other things are easy to code when actually they're hard. So don't worry about suggesting something that's too complicated. I'll let you know if it is. Maybe the ultimate attack be different with the combination of potions. So like you could use a certain potion as an attack or something like that. Okay. That's an interesting idea. Okay, Cpran had some concerns about the drops. Where's a good place for me to make notes on this? There's a notes section here. I put it here. So what we might do, because we probably don't want to go back and change the ability trees of the existing ones, we can either add a new ability that increases drops for Elementalist and for Bard. So there's like, because there's going to be new drops for all classes. So we could have, if we thought we needed it, we could do that. The thing is, apothecaries are going to spend a lot more items than the other classes will, and for consumable items, because their main like abilities are related to spending items. So they collect crafting materials to craft potions, to cure stuff, and that kind of thing. So yeah, I feel like it would, because the boosts that you get for the drops for Apothecary are only going to boost Apothecary drops, not the other drops. And one of the drops for Bard is going to be Aster. So there's still going to be benefits to like being a Bard, for example. And the drops for Elementalist are going to include these little elemental essence, which you can craft to even boost your power even more in battle. So I'm hoping that that's like fairly balanced, even though apothecaries are going to get more items because their items are more expendable. Yeah, so the items that all classes are going to get items that will boost. Actually, Apothecary won't. But both, definitely for Elementalist and for Bard, their drops are going to include things that enhance their abilities. Apothecary's boosts are dealing with getting more items. I hope that's balanced. We may have to launch it and then see what happens and then change things to rebalance because it's hard to really know how people are going to use things. There's a lot of comments here in the chat that I haven't responded to yet. Okay, Fumbling Narwhal says, I always have stinky status. And Cool Caius says they want stinky status. Okay, NC Pren says, making it so that one doesn't feel forced to play an apothecary to not miss out on stuff. So you can still trade with other players to get potions, or we can also make some of these potions available in the shop. So if you wanted to just spend gold to get an item, you can do that. But let me make sure I make note of that. I think though, what we want to incentivize people to like engage with other players who are apothecaries. Bordeus had a great idea for a hospital event where if we wanted to, instead of putting these things in the shop, you can go to a hospital and an apothecary character cures you. We don't know yet if the player should make the art or if the sick character has to make the art or if the apothecary makes the art. So we're still figuring that out. Okay, there's a lot more in here in the chat that I haven't responded to yet. Hold on. Boop, 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 boop. Brave Dragon says, oh wow, there is a lot. There's a lot of items. I think there's some I missed here. Sorry. But bear with me for a moment. There's a lot in the chat. Red says, I'm all for supporting you guys. Thank you. Thank you for supporting us. It's costing more to run the game than we get in revenue. So we definitely appreciate your support. We are running our sale soon, so you'll get a chance to buy some tokens at a discount and get our new seasonal items. So keep an eye out for that. That's a great way to support us as well. Okay, Rave Dragon, you add a few select types that have to be found out that do certain that you determine. I'm not sure what you mean there. Could you clarify? Okay, Doggo Streamwatch says like improving the asked if we can improve like the crafting page and the items page to be able to see crafting recipes for an item when you click on the item and better organization of the crafting pages. Yeah, I think that'll be a fast follow. meaning I won't have it at the time the Apothecary thing launches, because there's so, like I said, there's so much going out at once. It's already, the scope keeps increasing. I will have to do that in a separate update, but yes. Update items page to show the recipes that use that item, and update the recipes page with categories, organization, some kind. Yeah, we got some feedback on that before, because our crafting page is just like increasing a lot. Okay, Seabrand says if the drop boosts class-specific items, I have no issue with it. Okay. Maybe status removers should always be available with gold. Doggo says, I love what I see here. Seeing it makes me hope for an update to Elementalist almost. Like, not a big one, but like a Sharefire build. Yes, so there will be new items for Elementalist and Bard, which will drop. You'll get a 1 guaranteed drop in all your random drop rolls. That includes a class-specific item. And those items can be used to craft different things. I could show you guys if you want. Okay, this is a draft, so don't get too excited. So for Bard, we're going to add different Bard-like equipment, and that enhances your existing abilities, either makes them last longer or stronger or whatever, that you craft. You craft it once and equip it, and then you have consumables that you use with it to enhance. So for healing, you want to increase your healing, you build a stage. And then you craft a Tale of Renewal. For charisma, you craft a paint set. And then the consumable is an autographed painting, which boosts your charisma spells. Defense, we were thinking maybe a defensive hip coin scarf, like kind of related to belly dancing, and then a ribbon of defense. Poetry, we're still working on this. We're thinking of doing a teapot that called the Spout of Secrets. It won't stop spilling the tea. It gives you rumors about other characters or something. And then you craft a slanderous poem to do a critical attack, to increase your crit rate. And then flaming bagpipes for the attack item. And then you craft a song of attack. And then we have a few other things here. Tassel of tender mending, horn of heroic huzzas. Yeah, there's a lot. This is a huge, huge expansion. You'll see, just since you're probably going to see this anyway, we did use ChatGPT a little bit for some of the brainstorming, but most of what you're seeing here was brainstormed by our team, by Tenebrisser, Bordeus, Crazy Shiro, myself. A gossiping pot, yes please. Yeah, I think that would be really funny. We were thinking, another idea we had was a blabbermouth parrot, which would be like a companion that like randomly will drop gossip in your item drops, and then you can use that gossip to craft your slanderous poems. Maybe we'll do a vote with the patrons to decide whether we do that or the teapot. I like the teapot idea because it's like spilling the tea. But I also like the blabbermouth parrot. That sounds hilarious. But we could also do blabbermouth parrot for something else entirely if we wanted, like make it an assist. Okay, let's see. Art Beetle says, I think having a potion trader for just harder to make potions might be interesting, encouraging trade for easier potions and items, but still making those harder items accessible. Okay, let me make note of that. Potion. Encourage trade for easier potions. Can these class-specific items be used by other classes? No. So the equipment only works for that specific class. Unless you're crafting like a potion. Like if it's a potion, like apothecary potions that cure stuff will be usable by everyone. But the new drops that drop for each class that craft specific equipment to enhance different things are specific to that class. Okay, everyone is excited about the parrot. You like that better than the teapot? Maybe we can find some other use for the teapot then. Because they're both good ideas. I want to do both of them. Duo casting ability that unlocks a secret shop? Interesting. I like this idea of a secret shop. A parrot inside of a tea. That reminds me of the mouse in the teapot from Alice in Wonderland. When you work together, here's a secret shop thing on the website. Yeah, I mean, like I could see that being something like diamond skins or something like that. How about instead of a secret shop, it's like a secret encounter with an NPC? Maybe if you complete a challenge or something. Yeah, I mean, if we were going to do a secret shop, it would probably be, you know, simple cosmetic items or something like that. I don't think it would have to, I don't think I would want it to be something critical that people need access to, or, yeah. Oh, Red says, I see that your highest membership is 20. Like I'm all for giving a 50 or more tier if you make one. Really? Thank you. Alrighty then. I mean, we could do that. Give you more tokens. Because our $20 tier gives you tokens, so we could give you even more, like at a discount. I will add that. Thank you. Thank you for your support. What's your username? Red. I don't know what your username is, Red. With the apothecary items too, like with the plants and stuff, We can also try to make this stuff become available with like the traveling merchant and stuff like that. So, do you guys have thoughts about crafting licenses? The thing that's weird about the crafting license, let's see, because I think this is the area where I'm most unsure. Oh, Doggo says there's a lot of secret fantasy elements we can lean into. Library, shop, magic, destination, mysterious NPC. Yeah. Okay. Let me make a note. Let me make a note. Secret stuff. I like the idea of a destination or an NPC encounter. Because that kind of like, as you start to play the game, unlocking access to more events and challenges is a good thing. Because right now you kind of have access to a lot of things when you first join and it's overwhelming. So if we could kind of slowly unlock access to things, it makes it a path for the player a little bit clearer. So I like that idea. Are the licenses things that allow you to make more powerful potions? Yeah, so basically what we're thinking is certain potions you will need to have an apothecary that's at least a little bit leveled up in order to be able to craft those things. So we were not just more powerful potions, but like certain, so not more powerful versions of other potions, but potions that, like goblin repellent, for example, might be one that's like a tier 2. Like you have to have a level 2 crafting license. Seabrand cries in VAT. Oh, there's probably not VAT when you buy from our Trocan shop. Whereas there is VAT on Patreon. Is that right? I don't know. Stripe handles all that stuff for me. Yeah, so it opens up. So let me show you a concrete example. Okay. So I believe these are all the items that you can craft if you are an apothecary. Now you can craft, some of these you'll be able to craft no matter what if you have somehow come by the items. Because some of these we're going to make portal specific drops, so you'll still have access to them if you go to a specific portal. So like, this healing potion heals 100 HP. We'd probably put this under a level 2 license. And the thing is, you just need to have one apothecary that reaches that license for it to count. You don't need to have... The thing, I guess, is there's less incentive to level up a second apothecary, I guess, because you'll already have access to the license. Okay, Art Beetle likes the license. But it kind of like gives us something to have unlocked, because there's not really many battle abilities for apothecary, so it kind of seems like that's the way to go with it, since it's so focused around crafting. Apothecary seems like it'd lend into having a booth or shop. Yeah, so we do have sometimes we do a traveling apothecary instead of a traveling merchant, and Ronan comes in and sells stuff. I can show you that. Boop. So this is Ronan. Last time he was available as a traveling apothecary, he was selling these items. But yeah, I mean, also, like, players who really like the apothecary class can have their own little shop and advertise their items and stuff. So, okay. Okay, Doggo says, the hesitant thought you might be having is immediacy. Folks like to do X, get Y, but you know, I saw this cool event idea the other day. We'll type. I saw this event on an ARPG where it was a festival where PCs put up booths. Booths were downloadable templates. Having a booth opens and lets people visit it for standard rewards. Can you post in the Discord in the suggestion box a little more info on that? Because I'm having trouble wrapping my head around that idea. Yeah, so Apothecary class will get you access to these crafting ingredients. So anytime you complete a challenge that has a random drop, you'll get one guaranteed item that is like a plant or a some sort of like apothecary like crafting ingredient, like a spray bottle. Berries, stones. And then you use those to craft various healing potions to heal various status effects. And some of these can only be crafted if you're an apothecary. Ooh, we are at 12:50 already. We got to wrap this up. I do have an appointment with another person that I am 5 minutes late for. This is a riveting conversation. Thanks all for the feedback. Before we end, we're going to do a raffle. Oh, I can collapse this and make it bigger. Okay, there we go. All right, so drop your PaperDemon username in the chat, and we're going to raffle off 25 tokens. Thank you all for the feedback, by the way. This is good stuff. I can also post a thread in Patreon and share all this information a little bit easier. I know sometimes it's hard to see the information in a stream, and sometimes people want to think about things and give feedback later, because sometimes it's hard to do it on the spot. All right, where is stream shortcuts? Picker wheel. All right, who's here? Rave Dragon. Paint by Doggo. Red Ring Doctor. Art Beetle's here. Brand. Yeah, Patreon article would be good. Let us think a bit more if we have more feedback. Yeah. Because I think with the ability tree, that's one where I want to be more sure that I get it right, because it's a little harder to change. I think people would be mad too. If you buy like a mechanic in the ability tree and suddenly it changes to something else, I think people would not like that. So I want to be more like sure of what we're doing before releasing. Unlikely Valentine, can you confirm you're still here? Because you didn't drop your username. Last chance, everyone. Did I miss anyone? Brave Dragon is not in there. Oh, yeah, you are. Okay. Yeah, so Doggo Stream Watcher. So if you could, are you in the Discord? If you could post in the suggestion box of the Discord and just start a new conversation there, because then also other people can kind of jump in. Do that instead of DMing me, as other people can kind of provide their input and ideas too. And you could post a link to the event there. It's okay. Okay, Cpran says, I've had so many things changed on me in games that I've bought. I largely respect that you want to get the tree right from the get-go. Yeah, I try, but also keep in mind there will be changes over time because sometimes we got to rebalance things. You know, we try our best to do it good up front, but also like sometimes we got to make changes because we make mistakes and overpower things sometimes or underpower things other times. Okay. All right, let's spin the wheel. Boop, 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 boop. Art Beetle, congratulations! You won 25 tokens. Woo! All right. Thanks, everyone. Once again, support us on Patreon. To get early access to the Ghost Ship's Lament. And be prepared to spend money in our shop, please, to help support us. The new sale is going to start within the next week. Okay, Art Beetle, I'll deposit those items to your bank later today. All right, everyone. I'll see you on the flip side. Forbidden Doritos! Yes! Oh, okay. Okay, Cpran says, rebalancing is fine. Changing a horse from red to blue is not. Okay. Fair. I think the only time something like that would happen is if there's something offensive about the item that we have to change, or if we're using art that we discover is violating some sort of copyright or something like that. But we would never just arbitrarily change the color of something like that. Thank you all. Thank you for your support. Thank you for joining the stream and for your input. I know this was kind of a lot to throw at you. That's why it's like, I'm overwhelmed, honestly, because it's like, this is a massive, massive expansion. And then we got a whole bunch of other stuff that we want to do too. If you guys have been joining the other streams, there's been a whole bunch of other expansions we've been planning to do. So for reworking the game to make it more dynamic. So those two things will be the next biggest focus for the next 6 months. So thank you all. Talk to you later. See you later. Art Beetle. Cpran, Unlikely Valentine, Bordeus, Rave Dragon, Paint by Doggo, Red Ring Doctor. I will see you in the Discord. If you're not in the Discord already, please click the link in the description below to join. If you're not already a member of PaperDemon and you're interested in checking it out, there's a link to PaperDemon.com in the description below. It is an online art role-playing game that you play starring your original character, going on adventures with other people's OCs, and it's lots of fun. Very collaborative. People draw each other's characters all the time, going on quests, going on adventures, battling monsters. It's lots of fun. So talk to you later. Bye, everyone. Links in the description below. Links in the description below.